I went to the store earlier today. I passed by one of my favorite stores, TJ Maxx, to grab a couple of things for my bathroom. And as I was approaching the line, someone clearly saw that I was walking towards the line, and this person rushed in front of me. They literally almost tripped to get in front of me and got in front of me in the line. I thought to myself, I didn't say anything. I'm like, okay, whatever. This one person just went ahead, almost fell trying to get ahead of me. It's all right. I'm not bothered by it. It's just one person ahead of me. One thing that I've learned in life is you got to learn how to remain gracious and unbothered. When you leave the privacy, peace, tranquility, and beautiful energy of your home, and you leave your front door and you get in your car, and you're now going to be in the real world, infiltrated in the real world with real people, you're going to notice that some people are just low vibrational and have no manners. And it's going to be up to you to not let their chaotic mind, actions, and energy affect you. Okay? By you responding to them, what you're doing is you're giving them fuel, you're letting them siphon you, and you are stepping out of your grace and your graciousness and your elegance and your peace. I've learned, in order to stay unbothered, I'm gonna just let people drown in their own misery. I'm not going to be a partaker in their low quality ways, low quality mentalities, low quality actions. Imagine you see someone's clearly walking toward the line and you just run and almost brush their shoulder to skip in front of them. That is rude. But when you enter into the real world, most people are not ascended. So they're rude, aggressive, passive-aggressive, nasty, irritated, unhinged, crazy. You don't really know what you're going to encounter when you leave the comfort of your own home. However, it's up to you to not let them taint you, is what I call it. Let them taint your high spirits and let them taint your graciousness and your unbotheredness. We live in a reactionary world where people want reactions from people because their personal life is so boring. They don't have anything going on. So they go into the world and they trigger people. They're not at peace within themselves. They're not balanced. They're not happy. So they look for reactions and responses from people. And that is the unfortunate truth about being a part of the collective. When you step outside of your home and you go into the world, now you're going into the collective. Now you're going into the masses of people. And you're going to be interacting with all different kinds of people of all different kinds of styles. And you're like this big beam of light, you're working on yourself, you're working hard, you're balanced, you're eating healthy, you have elegance, you have grace, you have class. And then you have to go into the real world where many people act like animals. So it's important to remain gracious and unbothered when you realize that people are trying to get a reaction out of you because they're unhappy. I remember I had a client that was going to meet me at this place. I told my client, I said, what time do you want to meet? Would you like to meet at that client's place? They said, we'll meet at 1:30. I said, cool, 1:30 it is. It's 1 o'clock. I'm on the road over there. It's in the middle of nowhere, by the way. They call me at 1 and they're like, we're there. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought that the appointment was for 1:30. I'm not there yet. I'm almost there, but the appointment is for 1:30. They're like, yeah, we just decided to get there earlier because one of our appointments canceled. I said, okay, no problem. Would you mind just waiting in your car before I get there? Because I don't like people that I work with commingling with other people in the same industry as me, because that's how people steal your clients. And in the industry that I am, people are, they're snakes. And they want to move forward on the backs and hard work of other people. So I don't allow my clients to interact with other people. Those are your clients. These are my clients. We're going to have a separate line between my clients and your clients, right? I said, okay, just, wait for me. So I texted the other party and I said, hey, my clients are going to wait in their car because they ended up coming to the place half an hour earlier. So they will be waiting in their car. I'll be there in about 15 minutes. I'm going to floor it. I'm going to try to get there quickly. When I get there, my clients are not in their car. I texted them. I'm like, where are you guys? They're like, oh, we're inside. I'm like, why are you guys inside? They're like, oh, the person told us that we need to come inside. These are the type of classless people that you are going to encounter when you get into the world. You cannot take it personally, because you have to understand that not everybody operates with grace. Not everybody operates with elegance and class. Many people are classless. They don't have any etiquette, lacking of etiquette. You're going to be dealing with a lot of that as a male or female with manners when you go into the world, because people have no etiquette. Okay? So I wasn't angry. I got there, I gave my presentation, I did what I had to do, and I left. I didn't confront the person. I didn't do any of that, because some people, they lack grace, they lack etiquette, they lack common sense, they lack social skills. And you're going to go and strike up an argument with somebody who's living in a completely separate dimension and world than you mentally. Some people mentally, they are literally living in hell. And mentally, you're living in heaven. So we need to stop wasting our time, ladies and gentlemen, trying to get people to see the light, because that's something that they have to do on their own time. By doing that, was that something that was done purposefully to possibly get a reaction out of me? Absolutely. Because that's how, when you have this peace, this energy of peace and tranquility and grace and unbotheredness, people want to reel something negative out of you. It's spiritual. So you remain gracious and unbothered by 1, not reacting, 2, letting it roll off your shoulders, and 3, having an understanding of what that individual is trying to do to you. And that's why I always say sometimes I don't like leaving my house, because when I leave my house, I have to deal with people. Most people are not gracious. They have no etiquette, no elegance, no common sense. And when I leave my front door, I have to give those type of individuals access. Basic manners, they just don't have it. Adults. But you have to mentally prepare yourself to remain gracious and unbothered, and understand that those people are living in a different reality than you. The reality that you're living in and the ascension that you're at, you have to always remember your power and the balance that you have within you, and to not allow people who are fighting their own personal demons to disrupt or disturb your inner utopia that you've created of balance, peace, elegance, grace, unbotheredness, etiquette. Many people do not have those qualities. You are a high value person. But when you go out into the world, you're going to be meshed and mingled with all types of people who have who don't even have a centimeter of your knowledge and spirituality. And they see that. And they want to trigger you or somehow disrupt your peace and your ease. The other day I went to Publix and I purchased some groceries, and the woman, when she was scanning my items, she was scanning them like so roughly. And then she ended up scanning an item that wasn't mine because the woman behind me didn't put the little divider thing. And I'm like, oh, no, those peaches aren't mine. Those peaches aren't mine. She's like, well, why didn't you put in the divider? I'm like, whoa. Yeah, this is why I don't like leaving my house. Like, this is the weird energy. Angry people is what you have to encounter. So remain gracious and unbothered. Don't respond. Don't react, and keep it pushing. Because it's like these people are mentally and spiritually, they're not where you are. So they can sense the peace in you. They can sense the God in you when you are in their environment. And it immediately causes them to start acting unhinged, lashing out, acting off their rockers. And you can't engage with it. You can't respond to it, because if you do, you have now allowed them to siphon you. So when she told me, why didn't you just put in the divider? I didn't even say anything. I kind of just started digging in my purse, getting my wallet ready to pay. I didn't respond, didn't say anything, didn't engage. Because why am I going to sign up for whatever weird energy you're presenting to me right now? Silence is a superpower. And when women and men try to do these, they're imbalanced and they're trying to get you to join in on their imbalanced nature or ways or whatever demon that's manifesting that day in them, don't engage. I looked at her, I went in my wallet, and I asked her, I said, can you please give me the total, please? And she said, it's $55.89 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Still said thank you, still asked her kindly for the total, still put my card in, still said thank you to the bagger, because you're not going to interrupt me. You're not going to disturb me, because I have the power, not you.